YouTube, and welcome back to the Book Brood. And today I'm going to be bringing you something a little different. I'm going to do a new video project that is reading Harlequin Category Romance. So how I'm going to start that off is I'm going to be doing a try a chapter video today, and I have 5 Harlequin Category Romance books from 5 separate categories. So my first one is Tell Me No Lies by Catherine Shea. This one is part of the Super Romance line. These ones are supposed to have more story than they are about the relationships, so just kind of a bigger narrative. And this line is discontinued, I believe. The next one I have is from Love and Laughter. This line is definitely discontinued at this point. This is very old, and this is Five's a Crowd by Casey Michaels. And Love and Laughter obviously is meant to be more comedy, I think, than steamy romance. Speaking of steamy romance, the next one I have is a romantic suspense, and that is Double Deception by Marilyn Lovelace. So romantic suspense is supposed to be more of the steamierness and less of the story, but still have, a suspense mystery story involved in there. Next one is Special Edition. This one is just cozy, warm relationships is kind of the description that Harlequin has on their website on it. I'm not sure if that's inspirational or spiritual or whatever, so we'll find out. However, the book is A Bride for the Mountain Man by Tracy Madison. And then the last one I have is from the heartwarming category, and this is obviously just touching emotional stories, and that's The Valentine's Proposal by Kim Findlay. So now I'll be reading chapter 1 of each of these books, and I'll be checking in after each one. Okay, so I just finished Tell Me No Lies by Catherine Shea. So we're introduced to our heroine and our hero. So this is Tessa and Dan. They are a married couple, and they're about to celebrate their 10th anniversary. Things go fine, but it implies through a conversation that Tessa has with her sister that there's another anniversary to something in her past, something in a secret criminal past, is coming up as well. And then in the last bit of the chapter, we got a little bit of a perspective from a character who is currently incarcerated, and he is going to get out soon, and he is going to find Trixie, who I'm pretty sure is Tessa. The one thing I have to mention about chapter 1, and I tweeted about this, is it's setting up the husband to be very, very conservative and straight-laced. And so he comes home early from work on his anniversary to find Tessa in the tub, and she offers to have him come in and join her, and he says, no thanks. I'm pretty sure you could get your marriage license revoked for that, like even post-matrimony. It was just chapter 1, so we'll give our hero some time for character development and all of that, but it'll have to be later because I'm not going to pick this one for my first book. It just didn't quite grab me, and there's some themes in some of the other ones that I know I'm going to be a lot more interested in. But I definitely will read this one eventually, so I don't know how I'm going to do the mix-up for the later books and try a chapter if I'm going to mix in some old ones, maybe some half and half, new ones, old ones that have already been tried. So we'll see what happens. So now, on to the next book. Alright, so I just finished chapter 1 of Double Deception by Marilyn Lovelace. So we have our secret agents, we have Blade, our hero, and Rebel, our heroine. So they're put on assignment to track someone down who might have come into possession of some Russian treasure that there could be international consequences for the Russian government finding out that an American has this specific item. So they're going to try and make contact with this person, and of course, they find their dead body right at the end of chapter 1. So this one, pretty standard in starting for a thriller-esque. I do absolutely love our heroine, Rebel. She arrives on a Ducati, she drives fast cars, she flies fast planes. She's pretty badass. Picks locks, yeah, she was pretty impressive from the get-go. So I very much am going to read this eventually for her character to see where that goes. I'd say this is a contender. This is a contender, but we've got 3 books to go here still, so we will have to see. All right, on to the next one. I just finished Valentine's Proposal by Kim Findlay, or finished the first chapter, that is, and this one is pretty dang good. So this is a small town enemies to lovers story, and it is about Mariah, our heroine. She is moving to this town temporarily to turn it into a big romance destination. And then we have Nelson, who's the town veterinarian, but also his grandmother is essentially the mayor of this town, who is trying to figure out what to do to replace the economy now that this small town's mill has been shut down. Mariah and Nelson have a very unpleasant interaction right at the beginning of this book, and there is a Great Dane involved, which is great. Any romance is great when an animal's part of the story. Another fun thing about doing the tri-chapter on this one is that their authorship themselves, Kim Finley, was tweeting back and forth with me about just about the whole thing. So that was a lot of fun. You can check my Twitter down below and you can see all of that. Right now, I would say this one's in the lead just because it's one of my favorite types of dynamics, favorite tropes. And as well, it helps a lot that the author got involved as well. It was a lot of fun getting to communicate back and forth. So we will see. I've still got 2 more to go, so I will now go read the next one. I just finished the first chapter of Five's Crowd by Casey Michaels. This is the Love and Laughter. This one is about a football player who's got an injured shoulder. He's going to be sent away into seclusion for physical therapy with a physical therapist or heroine, Taylor, and his family and an ex are going to crash the party as well, it sounds like. The chapter 1 only got to introducing our 2 protagonists and this weird maid. This one really didn't have a standout moment. It's definitely not going to be the first one of my category journey. I will eventually read it. The 90s nostalgia, I thought I was going to find more nostalgia in this. So far, not. When I eventually get to reading it, hopefully there will be more nostalgia throughout the book. So now to the last one. Okay, so that was chapter 1 of A Bride for the Mountain Man by Tracy Madison. This one was good. I liked it. Great setup for some of my favorite tropes. Forced proximity, surprise baby, so fun stuff. More dogs too. So this one is storms rolling in. We've got Meredith, and she crashes her car in the storm. And then we've got Liam, and he lives in a remote cabin, and his dogs aren't coming in before the storm rolls in. And so he's got to figure out where they are and what they're up to. And that is where chapter 1 ended. This one was pretty good. It's a contender, but I'm actually going to go with A Valentine's Proposal by Kim Findley because it actually was the chapter that I enjoyed the most. As well, it was also fun to have a dialogue back and forth over Twitter with the author. I am going to keep going with that one. So it was a heartwarming category is what won out in the try chapter for the 5 categories. I will now start just reading A Valentine's Proposal, and I will continue my live tweeting thoughts, and I will also be vlogging at the end of each chapter, and I will put those up. So keep an eye out for those and stay tuned. All right, thanks everyone.